I'm not screwing around right now, Elliot. You've really done it now by laying your fingers on my fiancé. What? Melanie? Aiden is my boyfriend, you know. No, wait. He's my fiancé, and we're supposed to be getting married soon. Yet you went and laid your nasty fingers on him? Aren't you supposed to be my longtime friend or something? Wait a second, what's going on here? Aiden has been my fiancé forever now. What is wrong with you? Being delusional now? Aiden is not only attractive and kind, but he has a really good job as well. I get that you want to make him yours, but he's not your man for the taking. He's my man, and has been my man for the longest time now. So don't you dare call him your fiancé ever again. You should be the one to stop calling him your fiancé. Why do you keep saying that my Aiden is your fiancé? Are you kidding me? This is going to be my last warning to you. Normally, I would be coming out and kicking your butt right now, but since you're a longtime friend of mine, I'm going to go easy on you one last time. So this is your last chance to leave my fiancé alone. Promise me right now that you will never come near my man ever again. If you can do that for me, then I'll let you off the hook. But if you ignore this promise, then I'm going to make you pay. Melanie. And once I've gone and told you off, then everyone else in our friend group will do the same, and you'll be alone forever. They will all learn about how you tried to steal my fiancé from me, and that news will spread all over town. You'll have to leave town after that, and I hope you can run away far enough so that you never have to hear about the damage you caused yourself again. Melanie, please calm down. I need you to stop talking and listen to what I have to say. Can we meet up right now and talk all of this through? Who would want to talk to a whore like you right now? Now hurry up and get the idea of my fiancé out of your head. Aiden is mine, and he will be marrying me. You and him will never become a thing.
Sorry I didn't see you calling me. What's going on? It's pretty rare of you to be calling me like that in the middle of a workday.
I have something I need to ask you about right now. Tell me what relationship you have with Melanie.
What?
Just a bit ago, I was texting with one of my longtime friends. Her name is Melanie. But for some reason, she thinks that you are her fiancé. She then started telling me to forget about you, and boy was she pissed.
What?
She was also telling me about how you have a really good job right now. So I'm wondering if perhaps she knows you from work or something? Have you ever run into one of my longtime friends before?
You're joking, right? You and her longtime friends?
So you really do know Melanie?
It's not like we're close or anything, rather, we just work together. I told you before about how I have this coworker who was kind of a problem in the office, right? Well, that's Melanie I've been talking about.
What? She's the one that's always been approaching you in the office? The one who you're always telling to leave you alone, but she just keeps coming back for more and more?
That's her. Melanie's the one I've been telling you about. I always hated the fact that I had to work in the same department as her, so I've been trying so hard to get out of the department and move to some other location. I thought she would have left me alone after I started talking to the manager about leaving, but she just keeps coming. I don't know why she can't take any hints, but it's really starting to get on my nerves.
But you told me before that you said no to her face when she confessed her feelings to you, right?
I did, and for a week or two she stayed away from me. But I think after stopping by to see her, she got the wrong idea and thought I was into her.
You stopped by to see her? Where?
A few months ago, she came down with a serious flu and had to take a lot of time off from work. When that happened, I had to go to her house to see her. And no, I wasn't going there because I had feelings for her, but because I needed to bring her work computer so that she could work from her house for a week. That required me to go all the way to her house, unfortunately.
What? I never knew you had to go and do that.
At that time, I had to go over there. My manager told me to bring her some leftover jelly cups we had at the office as well. And so I brought those along with me to try and make her feel a little better. But, it seems that she took that completely the wrong way and thought I was starting to feel connected to her. When I was leaving her house that day, she told me that I really must be in love with her if I'm coming all that way out to bring her jelly. At the time, I thought she was just a little bit out of it due to the flu, but well...
What?
Ever since then, I've heard rumors from other coworkers who say that she really does think that I'm into her. So now, I've really been trying my best to avoid her all the time when I'm in the office. But dang, she really does think we're dating now or something. And she thinks I'm her fiancé now too? I've never even proposed to her before.
I always remembered her as being the kind of girl who gets way too far ahead of herself when it comes to things like relationships. But I didn't think she'd get that bad.
I'm really afraid to confront her about this now. Alright, I'm just going to ignore her completely. Anytime she says anything to me, I'm going to act like she's not there. Everyone in the office knows that you and I are engaged, so they will understand what I'm doing for sure. As long as me avoiding her completely doesn't affect our work, I think this will be fine.
I really do hope so. I also happen to have a lot of trips I still need to take for work before our wedding, so I can ignore her all I want. Let's just forget about Melanie ever being a thing and get past all of this. And once we've had the wedding and are married, she'll be forced to accept the truth. Hey, Elliot! When are you going to get to this wedding venue? I went through all of the trouble of inviting you, so hurry up and come. What? I sent you the invitation to the wedding, right? Well, today is the day of the wedding. You sent me an invitation? What? Whose wedding are you talking about right now? Huh? I'm talking about Aiden and I's wedding. Did you think someone else was getting married today? What? There was a wedding invitation from me in your mailbox, right? Have you still not opened your mailbox or something? I'm sorry, but I only just got back home from a very long business trip last night, so I haven't gotten around to looking in my mailbox yet. Jesus! You can stop lying to me about all of that right now. I know you opened the mailbox up to see the invitation from Aiden and I's wedding, right? Yet, seeing that invitation for the marriage of Aiden and I was too heartbreaking for you, and that's why you never replied to it, right? Huh? But you should be calming down from all the shock soon, right? I made sure to warn you about this before, which means you should be over Aiden by now, right? I would be really happy if you stopped playing around with me now and started to act like the longtime friend again. You're kidding me. Do you really still think that Aiden is going out with you? Huh? What the hell was that? Does this mean you're still not over my fiancé yet? You're a lot more rude than I thought you were. If that's how you're going to act with me, then I need to get you to this wedding. I want to show you today just who Aiden is going to be getting married to. Huh? Hurry up and get your butt over here so that you can celebrate my wedding. All of our other friends are on their way here right now and would be very confused as to why you haven't arrived yet. I want all of you to see what true love looks like by watching Aiden and I finally tie the knot to our eternal happiness together. What are you going on about? What other friends? Melanie, who else did you invite to that wedding of yours? Who else? All of my friends, of course. Around 30 of them should be coming here today. This is my wedding after all, so each and every one of them should be here for me. You're kidding. You invited 30 friends? I originally wanted my parents to be here today, but they both didn't want to come to a wedding of mine where I'd be marrying a man they'd never even met before, and then told me to leave them out of it in a very angry tone. Why do they have to meet Aiden before the wedding? But you invited 30 of your friends? And they all should be arriving at the wedding venue soon. There actually happens to be another wedding going on here right now, so my wedding is going to be a little late today. So all of us are just going to have to wait here in the changing room. We are all looking forward to my wedding so badly, to the point where we're ready to burst out of here and take over that other wedding. What? Here comes all the rest of my friends now. All 30 of them are going to be crammed in here with me, so things are going to become pretty cramped soon. And it is a hot day today, so I hope we can get out of here soon. But because of the wait, you'll be able to make it if you start coming now, so hurry it up and get here, please. You do happen to be my longtime friend, so I'd like for you to give a speech today as well. Melanie, I have something I'd like to ask you about. What wedding venue's changing room are you in right now? Huh? Have you really not taken a look at that invitation I sent you? It says we're at Heaven's Greenery right now. This is one of the most popular places to be read right now. So, that's where Aiden and I are at today. What? Come on, come on! Everyone is waiting on you now, so hurry up! If you don't make it here soon, you're going to miss Aiden and I's wedding. The wedding is over with, though. What? Wow, that was a real close one there. Thankfully, I was able to let all the staff here know not to let any of you guys into the wedding hall, and have you all moved into the changing room until after the wedding's finished. But I never thought that it would be you and 30 of your friends trying to come in here. What? What? What are you talking about? What wedding is over with now? Whose wedding are you talking about? Elliot, what are you talking about right now? Aiden and I's wedding is over with now. Huh? That wedding you were told about that was running a bit late was our wedding. Well, it wasn't running late or anything though. Rather, there were no plans at this venue for you to have a wedding today. That's why we had our wedding at the time we planned it and just finished up a little bit ago. Hold it! Elliot, there's no way Aiden would be getting married to you today. I'm tired of you always having these dang delusions all the time. Don't you mean that we're all tired of you having your delusions all the time? You're the one who seems to never be able to escape from your fantasies. I have been together with Aiden for a long time now, and we just got married. He was never going to be marrying you. Huh? I heard all about you from Aiden. All he did was come to your house once to drop off your work computer and some jelly cups from the office break room. Yet, you started having this massive misunderstanding just from that one 10-minute interaction. He never even said that he was into you, so how come you think he was ever going to marry you today? And it's not just that you thought he'd be marrying you today, but you told everyone he was your fiancé, as well as invited all your friends here. I think you've gone completely off the deep end there. How is any of this me going off the deep end? Hayden is in love with me. That's the whole reason why he came to see me when I was sick. He would never just come to my house like that while I'm sick if he was just another coworker. Aiden said he was only there because the manager asked him to. You made a mistake one day and took the wrong laptop home with you from the office. One that happened to have a lot of data from the company that's prohibited from being taken out of the office. I was doing that for his sake, though. He always seems so busy in the office, and I thought that I could help him out by taking that laptop home and doing some of the work for him. And, well, while that was happening, I started to get the flu. But even with me being contagious, he came all the way to my house because he loves me that much. He was so thankful for all the help that I gave him by doing some of that work, and from that day onward, him and I started dating. But from what I heard, Aiden chewed your butt out when you came back to work for what you'd done. And what are you talking about with him being thankful? You got him in trouble with your guy's manager, and then forced him to have to come out to your house and bring your computer so that he could take the other laptop back with him to the office. I don't get how any of that means you guys started dating. He just did that to me in order to hide our love from the rest of the office. Aiden happens to be very popular at work, so in order to keep our love on the down low, he'd always make it look like we weren't together. That's why I helped him out by never going on any dates with him, never calling or texting him, or even speaking to him at work. Wow. So that's what you thought he was doing? But how? And even though we've had to hide our love to that extent, we've been moving along very well relationship-wise. So why the hell would he be getting married to you today? There's no way he'd want to marry you. Exactly. Huh? Anyway, hurry up and go home. I would like to get changed out of this dress soon, and you all are taking up space in there. If you don't all leave soon, I'm going to have to call the staff to call the police and take care of you. The police? And once everything has calmed down, I'm going to have to apologize to the staff for having to deal with your fantasies today. I'll also be apologizing to all of our friends that got tricked into thinking you would be marrying Aiden today. Why would you do this to me, Elliot? Because of you, all of my friends hate me now. Huh? I went and tried to talk to all of them. I wanted them to know that you went and stole Aiden from me, but not a single one of them stuck around to comfort me in my broken heart. And actually, every single one of my friends told me that they didn't want to talk to me anymore and left. I already went and talked to them about what happened, and they knew even before the wedding that Aiden and I were a long-time thing. But they told me you had been trying to get them to believe you. However, when they asked for proof, all you could show them were these old images that looked photoshopped. Well, I had no other choice. Him and I never went on any dates with one another, so there was never any time to take pictures together. And we didn't want everyone in the office to find out we'd been dating. So, the only thing I could do to make it feel like we were together was Photoshop some pictures and take random secret ones of us together whenever Aiden was near me. You're still going on about that? Just shut the hell up already and live with the fact that Aiden was not dating you. No! Him and I were really a thing. That's why you need to give him back to me. Aiden is mine.
I'm nothing to you, annoying bitch. I've been with Elliot for years, and we just got married. So please, for the love of God, shut your mouth.
What?
Melanie, I'm sick and tired of this. Not only were you trying to convince everyone that we've been dating, but you started to call me your fiancé as well. But in reality, all you've been to me is my coworker. If you understand what I'm saying now, please just shut up about you and me being a thing and get back to whatever the hell you were doing before you started working with me.
Is that you, Aiden? Why are you being so cold to me right now? I'm not just some coworker to you, right? You've been so kind to me all this time. You even came all the way to my house to care for me while I was sick, while bringing me some jelly cups. You did that for me, because you love me, right?
I did not buy those jelly cups for you. I was told to bring them to you by our manager because nobody was eating them and he was going to throw them away.
What?
Honestly, I just wanted to give you your computer and get that other one back from you before leaving. But our manager told me to give you those jelly cups, and so that's what I did. You shouldn't think that I was doing that for you, because had our manager never told me to bring them, I wouldn't have. I didn't want to be at your house at all that day. But I had to because someone went and took that other computer home and tried to do my job from it.
You didn't buy those for me? I was totally happy with something like those jelly cups, though.
These things were like 4 years old and needed to go. They've been sitting on the back of the break room fridge for that long, and the boss wanted them gone. You see, nobody in the office likes those flavors, and so the only thing left to do with them was give them to you. I'm sure he thought you needed something since you were sick. And jelly is an easy thing to eat and digest, so there you go. You got yourself the whole office's leftovers.
So, that's the reason why you brought them for me?
Yep. In other words, we use you as the company garbage can.
You're lying, right? You brought me the office's 4-year-old leftovers as a gift to make me feel better?
Well, to me and the rest of the office, you're just that kind of person. Do you understand now how I feel about you? I have never been going out with you, and it's not like I was ever attracted to you in the first place.
No way. You can't be serious about that. I thought you bought those jelly cups for me. I ate all of those jelly cups thinking about how much you loved me then.
Well, thank you so much for finishing all those jelly cups off. I'm sure they were all so happy to have finally been eaten after that long in the back of the fridge.
So this means you and I have really not been dating? I've been so deeply in love with you, though.
And I am happy to hear how much you'd been into me, but I'm Elliot's husband now. So, anyway, would you stop it with all those really weird fantasies now? All you are to me is a coworker. If you can finally see that, then please stop talking to my wife.
Why have you done this to me? Because of you, I'm being fired from my job now. Damn it. Stop talking to me already. I don't care that everything you've been doing is finally coming to bite you in the butt now. You should know that by now, especially after what you've done. You had your parents go into your office and your dad punch Aiden in the face believing your lies. What? Instead of going and telling your parents the damn truth, you went and continued to lie to them and made things even worse for everyone. You told them that he left you on the day of your wedding and left you crying in front of all your friends, right? Because of that, your parents asked you to let them into the office, and with their rage, went and took out their anger on Aiden. Your dad literally told Aiden that he was going to pay for making you cry before socking him in the jaw. Thank God the company is firing your ass now after what you've done to my husband. Just be happy I don't know where you are living right now, or I'd be coming over for your revenge. Why would all of that happen? I just wanted for Aiden to think about all he'd done to me. I thought that if my parents went and had a word with him, he'd leave you and come to me. Aiden never had anything to do with you, and yet you just went and helped your dad assault him. And guess what? Your parents came for me next. What? They went for you? But just when I thought they were coming to take their anger out on me, they both got on their hands and knees and started to beg for forgiveness. It seems that right after attacking Aiden, some of the other employees told your parents that you had been the one causing all the trouble. So they came to apologize for what you'd done to us. No way! My parents went and apologized to you? For your sake, all right. And after me, they went to the wedding venue and apologized to the staff there as well. You were asked to pay for coming into the place and acting like you had a wedding planned when you really didn't. And you also tried to come into our wedding to take it over so that you could have your own wedding sooner. But before you paid, you ran away and never came back. But they were telling me to pay $2,000 for that. There's no way I'm paying that for something that wasn't my fault. Well, if you don't pay it off, it's not going to be just your dad going to jail. Thankfully for you, your parents went and paid them before the police came and got your dad. What? Are you serious? They paid that off for me? And for that, you will never be seeing your parents again now. What? Your dad will be going to court now while in jail for assaulting Aiden, and your mom has had enough of your delusional crap and doesn't want to see you ever again. Before they left to go to the wedding venue, both of them were telling me all kinds of things about how you were no longer their daughter, and about how you seemed to never learn your lesson, so it was time they learned theirs by disowning you. No way! I'm gonna lose my parents now too? I've already lost my job and my friends though. Had you never had such a terrible spout of delusions like you had this time, then you might have been able to get off the hook and live a normal life. Actually, all you needed to do was apologize after Aiden and I told you to screw off for what you'd been trying to do. But you didn't even figure out that you could do that. Now you have fun trying to live a new life without all your friends and family. And while that's all happening with you, after that, from what Aiden had told me, it had been a topic of discussion for a while now to have Melanie fired from the company. She had been told plenty of times not to take any of the work computers home, besides just her personal one. And at one point, she left one of them at a cafe and it was reported to the company by the cafe later that day. Then came the whole situation with Aiden and Melanie's parents, and that led to the company saying they could no longer allow her to work there anymore. And with that, she was fired from the company on the spot and told to never come back. After that had happened, Melanie tried to go back to her parents' house, but her mom would not let her inside and told her to get off the property before calling the police herself. And when she tried to ask some of her now ex-friends to take her in for a bit, all of them blocked her. As of right now, she's back at her small apartment trying to pay rent with whatever savings she has left, while also going out and looking for a new job. The only issue for her is, a lot of the companies in town now know what has happened with her and her previous company, and won't even give her a chance to interview with them. I heard that she's not even eating anymore in an attempt to save money, and has lost over 25 pounds so far.
Tiffany, make sure to get me a cake made up and brought to my wedding, please. I am really looking forward to my wedding here soon, so please make it the best cake you've ever seen. What? I already tried calling this really famous pastier to make my cake, but they told me it would be around $3,000. I was in shock at the price until George told me that I could just ask you to take care of the cost and everything. Did you not hear anything about this yet? So far, I have heard nothing about all of that, and asking me to get that wedding cake ready for you right now isn't going to help me any. What? But if you don't have one made up for me, you're not going to be any help. I don't have a whole lot of money right now, so I was hoping you could make a cake that looks just like the one I tried to order. You run a cake store after all, so you can make one just as good, right? It's not that I can't make you a wedding cake. I just happen to have a lot of orders in the system already, so squeezing yours in might be difficult. Your wedding is only in 2 more weeks as well. Please, 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 please make me a cake! This is your cute little niece asking you for this, right? You would love to make a wonderful wedding cake for your niece's wedding, wouldn't you? Of course I'd love to. Ever since your parents both passed away, it's been George and I raising like you were our own daughter. So the fact that someone who has been like our own daughter is getting married has really got me tearing up a bit. Therefore, I'd really love to make you a wedding cake. That's right. That's totally right. So even if you're really busy right now, you'll be able to have that cake made for me, right? I can try my best. You are my cute little niece daughter after all. Now, as far as the cost of this cake, do you think $200 would be fair to ask for? You're joking, right? You're trying to charge me for that cake now? George told me that I could get the cake for free. That man always loves to say whatever he likes without talking first. I'm sorry, Oliver, but I at least need money to cover the cost of some of the ingredients, or else I can't make you a really good wedding cake. Normally, I charge between $500 to $600 for a cake like this, so me just asking you for $200 seems pretty fair to me. Come on now, you should be giving it to me for free. And weren't you just calling me your daughter? Don't be such a stingy loser asking your own daughter for money. What? George just told me I'd get the cake for free. He also told me that there would be no reason for you to charge me for the cake. Yet now you're asking me to pay $200? Don't be such a jerk. This must mean that you don't love me at all. Why would you think something like that? I never said that I didn't love you. You're lying. You're not happy about my wedding or anything at all right now, are you? You probably think of me as some leftover burden from your brother after he passed away, right? Well, this burden is about to get married and be the happiest woman ever. What are you going on about right now? I have never once thought of you as a burden, Oliver. The reason I've been raising you as my own daughter is because to see me, you're like a gift from my brother and his wife. And I'm really sad that you'll be leaving me after you get married. But seeing you so happy to be the man of your dreams makes me so joyful. Then make me that cake and give it to me for free. If you really love me, you can do that, right? You can pay for whatever ingredients you need to get for that cake. Alright already. I guess I'll be making your wedding cake for free now. You are my cute little niece after all, so I'll make some time to get that cake ready. Yahoo! I love you so much, Tiffany. I'll stop by later to give you all the designs I like on that cake. And at the same time, can you make sure to give me all the pre-made meals you'll have for me this week? What? What's wrong? I'm not going to ask you for money or anything, alright? It's not about that. Rather the fact that you want me to make more food for you. I understood doing that for you when you were living alone for a little bit in your apartment, but you're married now, right? You're living with Reese now, so you should have the time to make some food for yourselves, okay? What? That's not gonna happen. I suck at cooking, and you know that. And recently, Reese has been asking me to make something for us to eat. I can't tell him that I suck at cooking now of all times because we just got married. What? Have you been lying to Reese's about your cooking? It's his fault for mistaking what I was giving him as my cooking. I was just handing him off some of the food you made me, and he always complimented me on how good my cooking was. So when the time came that he proposed to me, he told me that he'd love to eat my delicious cooking for the rest of his life. There's no way I can tell him the truth after he said something like that and married me. You're kidding me! So you think that you're just going to continue to feed Reese's my cooking while making it seem like yours for the rest of your life? There's no way you can keep a lie like that going forever. You need to hurry up and tell him the truth right now before it's too late. I know that already. That's why I've been practicing my cooking in secret. Once I've actually improved enough and can cook like you, I'll start to cook for him. Are you really practicing right now? I'm pretty sure you already have your hands full with things like your job and this wedding. And on all your days off, you spend time going out with Reese and dates. And there's no way you have time to be practicing your cooking right now. You just shut up, Tiffany. For the time being, don't do anything that would ruin my life. If you do end up telling him the truth, I'll stop praying that my mom and dad up in heaven both come here down and take you with them. What? Now, I'll talk to you later. I look forward to the cake you make for me. Excuse me, George. I'm having to tell you this all the time, aren't I? Not to go out taking orders from me like that, without at least talking with me first. And from what I heard, you've told Oliver that she could get her wedding cake for free from me.
This is the wedding, our cute niece. Even asking for money to pay for ingredients would be a sin when it comes to family.
You don't even understand how difficult it is to make a wedding cake, so don't even start with me right now, mister. If you think you can start offering my work for free, then you get your butt in this kitchen and start helping with the cakes.
What?
I've had it up to here with you, George. Not only have you been doing things like this to me, but you left your job without asking me first and have been sitting around the house all day ever since. If you have all the time to do nothing but watch TV and scroll through your phone, then I'm going to have you come here and start working for me. And even if you suck at making cakes, I have plenty of other chores that you could be doing here.
Screw you. I went through with quitting my job already, so why should I have to start working again now? I was being kind by going out of my way to get that cake order from our niece. So it's time for you to start listening to me a bit more after doing that for you.
What the hell are you talking about? I never said I needed you to get that order from her without asking me for permission first. And what is this about your cute niece being so important to you now? I don't ever remember you doing anything to help me raise her, like looking after her or doing the chores at home. And when it came to paying for her, you said that it was me who asked her to come into our home, so I was responsible for all the money that she costs. And that's why I have never even got a penny from you or her. However, even with all of that going on behind the scenes, you've continued to act like you're such a caring uncle to her.
Shut up. I'm tired of listening to you whine. Now just do something about that cake for her. And I'm not helping you with Jack.
Sorry for calling you right before your wedding, Oliver. I've just had some troubles finding where I should be sitting. I've tried asking some of the staff here to help me out, but they don't see me on their seating charts. It looks like there's been some kind of mistake, so could you please do something about this? I'm sorry, Tiffany. I totally forgot to text you about this, but there's no seat for you at my wedding, so could you please get out of here now? What? Why is there no seat here for me? George has a seat and everything. Man, I was having such a hard time thinking about this right before my wedding. But in the end, I decided that I wanted my wedding to be only for my family and friends. So I made sure to get rid of your seat here since you're not family or anything. What? I'm your family though, right? I have been raising you like my daughter forever now. Huh? All you've been is my foster mother, right? In other words, you've been like the family's old maid. Nothing to do with my actual family. What? I have been raising you like my own daughter for the past 20 years though, right? And I'm thankful for all of that, but I have never ever thought of you as part of my actual family. What did you say? I also have Reese's and his family now, so I'll be alright after today. I have no use for you anymore, Tiffany, so go away now. I only asked for my family and friends to be here today. You're not part of my guests, Tiffany. Then why does George have a seat here? He's not only my husband, but he's not even related to you by blood in any way. George is totally fine being here because he gave me a whole lot of money to celebrate my wedding. What? He gave me $5,000 as a present, Tiffany. He's such a wonderful uncle, right? Completely different from an old hag like you that wanted to take $200 of mine for that cake. Ha! I guess there was no hope for you then, being swept away by a man like him just because he waved $5,000 in front of your eyes. I'd probably put in close to $150,000 now, raising and supporting you, but really, all you wanted was the money as a present for your wedding? I guess I should have kept all that money to myself and only gave it to you today so that I'd be able to have a seat here. Stop it with all that annoying whining and get lost already. This wedding is starting really soon, you know. You're really such a brat. I put in a lot of work getting that cake ready for you and everything so that we could all enjoy it today. Do you still even want the cake that I brought? Or do you really want me to just leave it here for someone as selfish as you and leave without saying anything at least? I totally forgot about that cake you were making for me. We already have a different cake here now, so we don't need yours anymore. Are you kidding? You got another cake? How did you pay for that when you were the one asking me to make one for you for free? Actually, I went ahead and made a cake for the wedding myself. There has been this video going around online lately of this wife who made her husband a cake for their wedding, and he was crying tears of love and joy. I wanted to do the same thing for Reese's, and so I did my very best to make the wedding cake for today. What? You can't even cook, so how did you bake a cake of all things? Cooking is pretty difficult for me, but baking is just following the instructions, right? I also had a lot of experiences watching you make all your cakes when I was younger. So I may have not have made any cake myself before, but I remembered all the things you did and used that to make my own. What? You always made it look so easy cooking all your cakes, so I just had to give it my all and was able to achieve the same cake you can. You were able to put in the effort to make a wedding cake for today because of the excitement you had watching that video? Are you sure the cake you made is really alright? For a beginner, I like to think the cake is magnificent. I think it'll be enough to get Reese to stop over its beauty and his love for me. Guess I'll just have to keep watching these online videos and I can do anything for him. So you really don't need the wedding cake I made for you? I made that cake with a lot of love while I was so busy having to handle so many other orders. I didn't even get much sleep last night because I had to put all the finishing touches on your cake. Go home and eat that cake all by yourself. Ah, and by the way, today I'm cutting ties with you. What? I mean, I did an amazing job making this cake all by myself, right? Which means I really do not need you anymore because I should be able to cook by myself as well. I don't need you making food for Reese's and I anymore, okay? So really, I don't need you in my life anymore. I have put my blood and sweat into raising you and this is how you end things? I guess that's the way you've really been thinking about me all this time. I'm finally able to cut ties with a stranger like you. Now take that wedding cake you made and get lost. Alright then. Goodbye forever. Get lost already. I don't need you in my life anymore. Then I'll do as you've asked and get out of your life for good. But prepare yourself, Oliver. There's no way someone as selfish and heartless as you will be able to live a happy life for much longer like this. And I'm telling you right now that both your parents up in heaven are pissed at you. Out of all the days you've been around me, you're choosing a day like today to preach to me like this? I don't want to hear about it anymore, Tiffany. Now shut your mouth and screw off. I'm sorry to say this, but I plan to live the rest of my life in Reese's arms. Help me, Tiffany! Reese's is not doing well at all right now. He took a bite out of my cake and soon after he collapsed. Why? I made this cake exact the same way you were and everything. I even took a taste of the cake after I made, and it was delicious. So why did he collapse and pass out like that? What the hell's wrong with your recipe? Are you serious? Did you use eggs in the cake? Huh? Everyone uses eggs in their cakes, right? And based off what I always saw you doing, you put more eggs than the average recipe asked for. What the hell are you doing, you dumbass? Your freaking husband is deathly allergic to eggs! No wonder he's passed out after eating the cake you just made! What? Reese's allergic to eggs? Why the hell are you surprised by something like that when he's your husband? You were the one who told me he was allergic to eggs, right? You told me that he was deathly allergic to them and to keep them out of the cake. He's even been to our house before dinner, right? That's when I first learned he couldn't have any eggs and made sure to always cook him dishes that he could eat. I've even stopped using eggs in most of the dishes I could for myself. I completely forgot! I had always been feeding him the food you made for me and totally forgot about the fact that he could never eat eggs. I know I told you to not use any eggs in the cake as well, but I forgot that I even said that to you. Wait! That cake is being eaten by the rest of the people there as well, right? Yes, I made that cake large enough for everyone to have a slice of it. I even made some smaller ones with the leftover I had for the kids here. So everyone is going to be eating cake with eggs in it now? That's right. I made it using your recipe, and the same goes for the smaller cakes. Tell them all to stop eating the cake right now. George and some of Reese's families are all allergic to eggs as well. If they all start to eat it, everyone's going to be in trouble. What? What should I do? What should I do? Oh God, I can hear more people screaming out here right now. You call 911 right now and get paramedics to that wedding. I don't think George had his EpiPen on him, and I'm not sure about the others. They need medical help right now.
I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday. I've finally been able to breathe again and was just let out of the hospital.
I'm sorry myself for what Oliver went and did to everyone.
I never thought that someone who knew about me having a terrible allergy to eggs would make me a cake filled with them. I'm in shock right now just thinking about it, and it's not just that which I'm in shock by. It seems as though you've always been the one cooking food for Oliver, and I eat it, right? The fact that she's hidden that fact from me this whole time.
So you found out about that as well, huh?
Oliver told me everything after what she did to me. I was completely fooled.
Actually, I only just learned about that recently myself. I told her to tell you the truth the moment she opened up to me about it, but Oliver didn't listen to me, it seems.
I don't blame you for any of this, Tiffany, so please don't feel bad about it. I'm the one who's sorry right now about not realizing all of this going on a lot sooner. I'm sure it was very tough for you, not only having to have to cook for your husband and you, but for another couple as well. And from what I also heard, it does not seem like Oliver was paying you at all for all that food.
Well, it sure wasn't easy having to do all that while also running a cake shop.
You did all that for both Oliver and I, yet she still chose to kick you out of our wedding. You even made that cake for us for free, yet she forced you to leave. When I heard all of this from her after waking up, I felt like passing out again.
I am so very sorry about what that girl has done to you.
You do not have to apologize for the actions of another grown woman. Now I just want to let you know, from here on out, I'm planning on breaking things off with Oliver.
And I completely understand that after what she did to you.
The only thing though, by leaving her, I'll also be leaving you. I'm really sorry that things have to come to this, Tiffany. But if you are okay with staying in touch, even after the divorce, I'd love that very much.
What?
My allergy has always been behind, why I've never really enjoyed eating anything. But what you have been making for me was always so delicious. Especially your sweets. That's a very hard feat, considering most sweets require eggs, right? Well, all of those things you made for me really moved me and have left me wanting more and more. Do you think you can teach me some of those recipes sometime?
If you really love my cooking that much, then I'd be happy to. When things have calmed down a bit, let's start working on that. I'll make sure to set aside some time for you and teach you all the eggless recipes I know.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. Now I need to start settling things with Oliver. I'll talk to you later.
What am I going to do, Tiffany? Reese's wanting to leave me now! That's what you freaking get. Had you been another second late on calling 911, he might not even be alive anymore. Why would you say something so mean? At a time like this, you should be comforting your family. What was that? Family? We're family again? I thought you already cut ties with me. Did you forget that too? Huh? Well, now you've been reminded of what you said to me, so don't ever talk to me again now. Goodbye. Wait. After being divorced, I'm getting kicked out of Reese's house. It's fine for me to move back in with you guys now, right? That's the only house I have left to move into now. I'm sure that George would love to have me back in that house, right? George isn't here anymore, Oliver. Him and I got divorced. What? This is what happens when we get tied to one another. After what happened before your wedding with him always acting so selfishly, it really got me thinking about our future. I decided that I'd really not enjoy the latter years of my life living with a man-child like him, so I said that we were getting a divorce. What? Huh? Were you guys really that upset with one another all the time? Things may have seemed fine when you were around us, but behind the scenes, I've been fed up with him for a long time. He was the one that always said he had to take care of you since you were my niece, but then never did a single thing to help out when raising you. I was also having to take care of him and all of his allergies, yet he never once thanked me for my cooking and would always go to bed right after eating. I can't imagine what life would be like with him in my 60s, 70s, 80s. So where's George right now? I can't really say where he's ran off to. He's not my family after all. No, wait! Then where should I go home to? How about you text him and ask if he would let you stay in his place? But I'm sure with George being the child that he is, he won't want to share whatever place he's found with you. And as we all know, you tried to kill him at your wedding. Tiffany, I'm really sorry for all the rude things I've said to you before. I apologize to you for the rest of my life if you like, as long as you let me stay at your house. No thanks. Now I have to start working on some cakes here, and will have to put my phone down in order to do so. Goodbye forever. I'm sure even without anyone to rely on now, you'll figure something out. You have your mom and dad protecting you from heaven after all. Oliver ended up finding out where George went and went out to him asking for help. But as I had said, he was no longer going to let her be with him, and even told her that after trying to kill him with that wedding cake, he would be trying to get a settlement from her for the damages she caused. However, Oliver wasn't going to pay him anything, saying that he wasn't even the one who raised her all those years and that it was only me that put any time, effort, and money into her. They both have been fighting it out for a while now, going at each other's throat over who should be held responsible for everything. And because of that, the gap has only grew larger because the both of them and between them and the rest of the family. As for what happened with myself after all of that, I started to work together with Reese, making more allergy-free cakes and sweets at my cake shop. And only a few weeks after launching my new line of allergy-free cakes and sweets, I've already become a hit in the town and with people who are outside the city limits. I never saw a partnership like this happening with Reese, but because of him, my store has grown even more, and I have only him to thank for all of that.
Amelia, where are you right now? It's getting close to time for this show to get on the road. I haven't been able to get an answer from Mitch either. Hello, Shelby. Right now, Mitch and I are far from the bustling city down there, and have taken a day trip into the mountains to relax. What? You guys went into the mountains? Hold on a second. What do you mean? Today is the day you guys should be coming to meet with my fiancé. I told both you and Mitch before to keep today open so that you both would be able to come along with my parents. And about that, you and your fiancé are both high school graduates, right? It's true that the both of us never went to college or anything, but what does that have to do with anything? Both Mitch and I went to college and graduated from there. And what does that have to do with anything right now? You still don't have any clue? LOL. Well, I suppose that makes sense since you guys never got any higher education. But you both have to at least understand how embarrassing it is to not be educated like the rest of us, right? You think that we should both be embarrassed because of that? When it comes to two high school graduates getting married, that means everyone there already knows what to expect. I'm fine with Mom and Dad going along to meet his family, but your brother and I don't have any reason to go and see your fiancé. That's why Mitch and I both thought we'd go out and do something more fun today. We both actually graduated from college and are working for large companies who pay us well, so there's no reason for us to involve ourselves with you both. So that means you both won't be coming today. And your reason for that is because my fiancé and I never went to college? I think that right there is a good enough reason to not be there with you guys. And what is this about you both being self-employed as high school graduates? Doesn't that just mean you are both scraping up all the scraps that are left behind by larger companies and can be considered poor? You won't be able to become a hard-working career woman like myself, making the big bucks from down there. Self-employed, huh? Are you really trying to lose at the game of life now? A high school graduate woman is the worst kind of person imaginable. I was always aware of how you'd pick on me for never going to college and would use your degree to make me feel bad for myself. But that is how you're going to talk about me being self-employed now, huh? Hearing that two self-employed high school graduates will be getting married is just nonsense. I can't believe you both would want to do something like that. Do you even have the money to have a wedding? You'll also have to pay for a lot more after getting married. Will you both even be able to do the bills and stuff for all of that? Thank you so much for being worried, but we'll be able to manage so you don't have to mind us. Right now, both Mitch and I are so wealthy that we can take days like today off and spend the whole day going into the mountains to resorts. But when it comes to two high school graduates who are self-employed, that means you both will have to work forever, or else you'll run out of money, right? Everyone is always telling me that the poor have no time to spare. I suppose so. And since the both of us are self-employed, that means we spend most of our time working instead of having fun. But we both happen to like work, so I think we'll be alright. Unbelievable! You guys are fine with not having any days off? That right there is proof that you will both end up not having a good life together. Mitch and I would never be able to handle living life without days off where we can spend all our money. We want to take time to go explore the world, and when we do have to work, we at least want to have the money to go out and eat somewhere fancy during our lunch break. Everyone has their own little things that make them happy. Now, back to what I wanted to talk about. I can tell everyone here that both you and Mitch will not be coming now, right? We do not have time to go see high school graduates try and act all smart in front of the family just before getting married. What are you talking about? I'm just being honest with you. You both never ended up like us, instead going right to work after high school. And since you've both now sunk to a life of only lows, Mitch and I don't want anything to do with you both. Well, whatever then. I don't have much time to chat now anyway. Let me ask you one last thing before I go. I haven't been able to get in touch with Mitch. Did something happen to his phone? I'm pretty sure that Mitch doesn't want to do anything with the poor, right? And I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to expose his wife, me, to people like you anymore. So he may have blocked you, or at the very least, muted you, so that we never really have to talk to you guys anymore for the rest of our lives. If that's what the both of you want from us, then that's what we'll do. But if we do stop talking to you guys and something is to happen, I'll have to talk with my brother. So you please let Mitch know not to block or mute me, just in case there's an emergency, alright? Then I promise I will not talk to either one of you again, unless something bad does happen. I'll let him know when I feel like it. Now Mitch and I have to go back to enjoying our peaceful time here in the mountains. We have a reservation to get to here as well, for sushi on the mountaintop. So goodbye! Mom, thank you so much for coming out to see my fiancé's family today. Did you make it home okay? I just got home a second ago. Let Dad know I say thanks to coming out as well. Will do. And this is something your dad and I talked about on the way home from there. And that is that we really like your fiancé. We think he's the perfect man for you and can't wait for the wedding. Both of his parents are great people as well. So please don't feel nervous about how things went today. I myself was feeling pretty nervous about today, but now I can rest easy knowing that you found your man. I was always a little worried for you since you never really had any luck with men. Thank you so much for worrying about me, Mom. I guess I was always bringing home the most strange men, so it makes sense for you to have been a bit concerned. Well, I learned a lot from all of them, and that's how I ended up with the man I have now. And that's just wonderful to hear. As for your brother, though, that man didn't answer back to any of my calls and never even showed up. What the heck does he think he's doing right now? He hasn't even looked at any of the messages I sent him today. At first I thought that maybe his phone died on him, but then I learned he stopped replying for a different reason. Don't tell me he went and changed his phone number. No, not that. If that was the case, then all your calls wouldn't have been able to go through to him. That's a good point. I just assumed that it wouldn't be too crazy for him to do that to me, since he was always trying to distance himself from us. I just wish he would have said something today. I don't want to say anything like this, but do you think of him as not responding to us as something to do with Amelia? I don't really want to say this, Mom. She told me earlier that she doesn't want to deal with us anymore, and the same thing goes for Mitch. Hence why he hasn't been responding to either of us. Did she tell you that she doesn't want to deal with us anymore because you never went to college? She said that about both myself and my fiancé, actually. I knew things were up with those two, since it's been so long now that Mitch last came to see us. Of course that would make things worse between you and Amelia then. This is a tricky situation. I could try to talk with her some more about how they feel about us, but I don't think forcing a response from them is gonna help any. The thing is, Mitch knows why you never went to college and should be telling Amelia about that. Perhaps they just never got around to talking about it. Or maybe he has told her, but she just wasn't listening or something. What do you plan to do for your wedding? It's fine that those two didn't come to see your fiancé and his family, but when it comes to the wedding, they really should show up. Mitch is your little brother after all, so at least invite him to it. Of course, I'm planning to invite him. Those two ended up having such a massive and expensive wedding, and you came to give them quite a lot of money as a gift. So I really hope those two show some appreciation for what you've done, and come to your wedding bearing a gift for you. Well, I'm planning to send them both an invitation to see what they say, but who knows? I'm sure that Amelia doesn't want to come, and I don't think she'd like it if Mitch did go by himself either. I'm not asking for you all to get together like a family, but at the very least, I hope they will show up for your wedding of all things. A little while back, I went over to their place to drop off some things for them, and they told me they didn't need any of it before shutting the door on me. I also sent them some smaller things after that, and they said the same thing to that poor delivery man before shutting the door on him too. What? That sort of stuff happened as well? I'm really worried about how Mitch is doing, but I don't want to keep trying to help him if it risks me having to lose my only son. That's why I've kind of come to a standstill, not knowing what I should be doing about him. It's been 2 years now since I last met with Mitch. That's the same for your dad and I. Well, if they make the trip out to my wedding, it'd be the first time seeing them after such a long time. I really hope they can come. Well, if they decide not to, there is nothing for us to do about it. When you know about your wedding details, please let us know right away. Will do, Mom. Now you and Dad take it easy for the rest of the night. Good night. We just got the invitation to your wedding, and it seems you both are having it at a place far more famous than I had thought. Do you guys really plan to go into that much debt for a wedding? The stupidity of those who never went to college is scary. I'm glad to hear that you got the invitation. You know that both my fiancé and I got to work right after high school, so we both had enough money in our savings to host our wedding there. So anyway, will you guys be able to come? Well, Mitch does happen to be your younger brother, right? And I am his wife. So I think it would be fine if we both went and joined you for your wedding. Really? That's great. My mom really wants to meet the both of you since it's been close to 2 years now. She's been worried about how the two of you been doing. We have both been working diligently and doing just fine, so we don't need her worries. Do either of you have any allergies? Allergies? Neither of us have any. Then I don't have to tell the kitchen staff to make any exceptions for you. I'm really happy to hear that the both of you are willing to come and see my wedding. I'm really looking forward to seeing you both after so many years. Then consider this our reply to your invitation, okay? We shouldn't have to send you a response back in the letter you sent us, right? That's right. You're both very busy with your jobs, so you don't have to worry about sending me back a response by mail. So you can just toss that out. I've already heard that you're both coming here, so that's good enough for me. Then I'm going to throw all of this away. I'm sure that it's impossible for the both of you to pull off a wedding that's more fancy and expensive than the one Mitch and I had, but I just wanted to let you know to do your best with all the preparations so that you don't disappoint all of your guests. Thank you, Amelia. Shelby, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy with work lately, and yesterday I had to head out of town on a business trip. So, I'm not too sure I can make it to your wedding today. What? You're on a business trip? That's right. Us college graduates are all given plenty of responsibilities when it comes to our work. Therefore, I have things I need to do. I'm sure you could never understand something like that through your high school graduate. Both Mitch and I have been asked to deal with our jobs today. So, since we're both unable to come to that poor people's wedding, you should go ahead and mark us as not coming.
I'm already at the wedding though, Amelia.
What? Wait, what? Who is this?
Mitch. I just made it to the changing room to see how things were going with Shelby. And she told me you had just started to text her. So I borrowed her phone from her to see what you were saying.
Mitch? Wait, what? Why are you there right now, Mitch?
I wanted to ask you why you're not here, actually. This is my older sister's wedding of all things. And back when my family met with her fiancé's family, you told me nothing about that, and I missed out on it completely.
Is that right?
I made sure to give Shelby my new phone number so that we can stay in touch again. But before I had asked you to give my mom, my dad, and my sister a new phone number for me because I was out of town for work at the time, why did you never tell any of them what happened? Did you forget to do that for me, or were you meaning to not tell them on purpose?
I told all of them, but I'm sure all 3 of them went and deleted your contact info after that. I made sure that all 3 of them had your new number.
Don't forget that right now, I'm on my sister's phone texting you, and that I can go back and look through all your guys' chat history. That's what I'm doing right now as we speak.
Wait a second, you can't do that! Haven't you ever heard of such a thing as privacy?
Then what would you call lying to me about something I asked you to do?
I never lied to you, though. I was never told anything about your guys' parents going to meet Shelby's fiancé's parents, and I was never told anything about the wedding.
Then tell me right now, where are you, Amelia?
What? I'm at my parents' house.
Then why were you telling my sister that you were on a business trip? You're not freaking working. I'm going to give your parents a call right now and make sure that you're there. I'm sure they can tell me if you're lying or not.
Hold on a second. You can't do that.
You already gone and lied to me about my sister's marriage and her wedding plans. And then you lied to me about telling my parents and her my new phone number. And I've just found out all the terrible things you've been saying about my sister and her fiancé because they never went to college. And also about how you would send my mom back home with the things she brought for us, saying we didn't need them. I have found out about all of that and can see the proof that a lot of this did happen to my sister's phone. So you better explain yourself right now, Amelia.
But Mitch, you and I both graduated from college. Aren't you embarrassed to be related to people that never got a higher education? It's embarrassing to me.
The reason my sister never went to college was for my sake.
What?
The college that I wanted to go to was a private school, which meant that it was very, very expensive. And at first, I was planning on just taking out a few student loans to get there, but when my older sister found out about what I had planned to do, she said that she'd skip going to college and let me use the money she had saved up for her. All of that money my parents had been saving up for her to go to college was used on me so that my dream could come true. When she told that to my parents, she told them that she'd just graduate high school and then start working instead.
In other words, that means she didn't have the intelligence to get into college, right?
My sister went to the top-rated private school in our state for high school.
Wait, what? You're lying, right?
When I had just entered the same high school as her, she left and moved into a private school in order to begin taking college-level classes there. There, she earned all the highest scores in the school and was slated to go to Harvard. But when she told her school that she'd be giving all the savings our parents had for her to go to school to me, they held a meeting with my parents and I to try and convince us to have her to go to Harvard. Normally, we would have wanted her to go there since she already had plenty of scholarships as well, but she had her mind set on another goal. She wanted to start doing work of her own and become a very successful self-employed business owner.
Hold on a second. She was slated to go to Harvard even?
When it comes to all the scores she got on her exams, they were way above whatever you were able to get. Even higher than what I was able to get on them.
There's no freaking way.
And when it comes to my sister's fiancé, he went to college, but not in the US. After he graduated from high school, he went overseas to a university in Germany for 2 years, and then came back to start his own business. Every so often, he'll go back to Germany for work, and there he will work on things like IT training and the like. So you can call him self-employed all you want, but that doesn't mean he isn't running a company of his own, which is a global company.
What? What the heck do you mean he's living the life of some sort of genius? Well, it's not a lie that your sister is still self-employed.
It's really hard to explain what she's doing with her business, so the best I could do is say she's self-employed. Shelby is a world-renowned author, and she goes by a different name when selling her books, so if you look up her name, it won't come up.
She's an author? Oh, wait a second. If she's writing short stories or something.
My sister really loves to study on her own, so she's put some money into things like cram courses where she'll study in her free time things like writing and business. And right after high school, she went and worked part-time for another publishing company where she also picked up on a ton of skills.
I never heard anything about that.
you would actually spend some time talking to my family and coming out to see them, then you would have known. I know that I tend to be pretty distant from my family, but that's just my personality. I told you to spend time with them all, or at least send them a couple of texts every so often. That's what I was expecting you to do as my wife, and as someone who wanted to be in my family. But instead, you have been talking garbage about my family members while keeping them away from me and lying to me. I will not be forgiving you for any of that. When this wedding is over with, I'm going back home, and I want you there so that I can give you a long, thorough talking to.
Wait, Mitch! I'll come to the wedding right now! I'll come and see all of your family right now!
You threw out the invitation, right? And you never sent in the RSVP letter to my sister after doing so. My sister already knew this was going to happen, so she didn't even get a seat ready for you.
I told her I was coming through text, though.
You said you would be coming for her. You never said that you'd be coming for yourself. Why did you have to make it sound like she had to be thankful to you for coming to her wedding? You should be thankful that she even went through the time and effort to invite you. You can come here all you want now, but you're not being let in.
Don't say that, Mitch. I'm still your wife, right?
In the coming days, I don't think you will be anymore.
No way. What do you mean by that? Mitch! Do you really mean that you're going to divorce me? Help me, Shelby! Please stop your brother right now! What's happened? He wants to divorce me, but I don't want him to divorce me. That's why I'm asking you to please do something about Mitch. Tell him to stop trying to get that divorce. Wow. You went and lied to your husband about everything in the hopes that he would never have to talk to any of his family again. Then you went and made fun of his sister and her fiancé at the time for going to and graduating from college. And then you bragged about how you graduated from college and your life was all fun and games with lots of money and time to spend traveling. Then you went and lied to him about his own sister's wedding and lied to me about you both being at work and not being able to come, even though he was with me at the wedding venue. And then you placed the cherry on top by cheating on your husband this whole time. And yet you don't think him wanting to get a divorce from you is warranted. How interesting, Amelia. Why do you know about that? I heard everything from my brother. On the day of my wedding, you told your husband that you could not make it to the wedding because you had to take your mom to the hospital, right? But really, you were still lying to him and were actually on vacation with your secret boyfriend, right? And back when I asked where you were when my parents and I were going to visit my fiancé and his parents, you said Mitch and you were in the mountains on a small day trip. But really, Mitch wasn't with you, and said you were with that secret boyfriend of yours. That's because Mitch has been so busy with work that he never spends time with me, and I was getting lonely. It was hell for me to be at home all alone all the time. You have to understand how it feels to be so lonely all the time, right? I'm not really sure what is a lie and what is the truth anymore when it comes to you. What? You were also lying about being a career woman, right? No, I was not. You've seen my business card before, right? That was my business card from the massive company. That was the business card you had back when you first graduated from college and worked for that company for a couple of months. But you were only there for a couple of months, because then you were fired. Why do you know about that? After you were fired, you tried your best to find a new job, but nobody wanted to take you. And then, when you found a place you thought was really going to keep you, they fired you and you went back to square one again. You tried other small jobs as well, but quit because you felt you deserved better. And to this day, you still have not found yourself a career, right? Right now, you've just been living off my brother's income and have done nothing else. You're not even doing any of the chores or cooking for him like a housewife could be doing. That's because I'm not meant for things like chores. I feel that I'm much more meant to be out of the house working than in the house cooking for Mitch. You say that, but you were never able to keep a job. Instead, just messing around all day long while cheating on my brother. All while relying on my brother to do everything for you, right? That's because my whole family has come to agree that Mitch is making the right choice by divorcing you. Well, if he freaking does that, then who's left to take care of me? That's right. There's still your husband. He's running a globally known company now, right? I'll start working there for him. I could even start working for you as your assistant if you'd like. I've done things like paperwork, so I know that I can help the both of you out. I like doing my own paperwork, and so does my husband. And my husband isn't even hiring anymore, especially after how much he's heard about you hating on people who never went to college. But that's all right, right? You went and graduated from university and got yourself a degree, which means you'll be totally fine on your own, right? Just leave the house for once, and I'm sure any company would just love to hire you, right? Don't say that! If I have to be divorced right now, I'll also have to pay a settlement. I've also been told that there will be no splitting of the properties because I was the one who cheated. I already tried talking with Mitch's lawyer, but the guy seems to know what he's talking about and will not let me off the hook. I just don't want this divorce. Well, if you never wanted to get a divorce, then you should have never married my brother to begin with. You see, when you become someone's wife, you are expected to spend some time talking to his family, and the same goes both ways. But since you tried so hard to keep your husband away from his own family, all because you didn't want to talk to us, that means you never really cared for the marriage you had with Mitch. Are you not going to help me here? Are you saying you're okay with me being divorced and then being forced to live on the streets? Not only me, but my mom and dad as well are saying that. You never seem to want to be around any of us, so what makes you think that we have any interest in you? What the heck? The one thing I'd really like to know right now is how Mitch ended up finding out about your wedding. You can try to keep us apart all you want, but Mitch and I are siblings. We know what each other will be doing just by the feelings in our gut, and I knew he'd be going to that class reunion. Class reunion? Now that you mention it, a little while back he did say he was going to a class reunion. And I just happened to know a lot of people that would be there, so I let him know I was getting married, and that news spread quickly. Plenty of people at the reunion were coming to my wedding as well, so they wanted to talk with Mitch about me. I forgot that you both did go to the same high school for a little bit, but I didn't actually think anyone at the school cared about you. I thought that everyone at the school would have cut ties with you for never going to college. Who would have thought that they all still talk to you? Well, forget about all of that now, because I really want to be friends now. Once I heard all about how you'd been accepted to Harvard and were slated to go there, I knew you weren't the average low-life high school graduate. So let's be close friends, alright? I don't have to become friends with complete strangers, right? Then at the very least, stop your brother from divorcing me. I have always been treated very well by my brother, and so I want to respect his decision to get rid of you. Please do not say that! I'm sorry, but I have a honeymoon to look forward to now. I'm sure that by the time I'm back in the States, things will have already finished up between you and Mitch. Therefore, good luck to you in these next couple of days. Right after that, I went and blocked Amelia's number and then completely erased her contact info off my phone. And with the feeling of being free from her, I went and enjoyed my honeymoon with my husband. When I came back home from the honeymoon, my brother told me that the divorce had happened and that he got the settlement money he had asked for. And when things came to the separation of properties, Mitch didn't have to give Amelia anything, and she had already used so much of his money cheating on him. After being kicked out of my brother's house, Amelia made an attempt to go home to her parents' house. But there, her very strict father kicked her off the property and told her to never come back after learning that she'd cheated on Mitch. And with that, the only options for that college graduate were to start looking for a job or become homeless. And so, with what little energy and mental state she had, she left. She started working part-time and had been making just enough to keep food on the small little table in her rundown apartment.
Thank you for watching all the way until the end. If you felt good after watching this video, please like the video. If not, please leave a comment and give us your feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Your comments and likes help this channel grow. We hope you enjoy our other stories as well.